everyone, it's time for your Tuesday Daily Trucker News Update. I'm Isela Rios.
And I'm Carlin Stafford. We have a lot of news to cover today, including what a truck manufacturer is doing to keep that assembly line moving, the latest out of California involving that controversial AB5, and find out where and when the first Bandit Big Rig Series racing event is happening this year.
So let's get trucking.
The American Trucking Association is teaming up with the American Property Casualty Insurance Agency and the Coalition Against Insurance Fraud. I made it through all of those names without messing up, so go me. Now, to get legislation passed to combat towing fraud and staged accidents. According to ATA, a survey of motor carriers found more than 70% of drivers have had issues with towing companies, even those recommended by law enforcement. From ridiculous storage and access fees to high towing rates, some have even had their trucks held hostage and others have had issues getting their cargo back. Now, the group is also working on battling stage crash rings, an issue they call dangerous and pervasive.
We've been covering the congested ports for a while now, and there's no signs things will die down anytime soon. In fact, it's now possible other ports that are being used while the major ones sort out through the pileups may soon face a similar issue of their own. In fact, the South Carolina ports turned in the highest cargo handling performance in history, with volumes more than 30% higher year over year. SCPA moved almost 250,000 20-foot equivalent units in March, smashing the previous record of 233,000. Right now, the Port Authority is expanding, and the new terminal will add almost 2.5 million TEUs of capacity, which doubles the port's current capacity.
It's pretty awesome that our economy is strong enough that our ports are that busy, but it's pretty rough because they're very busy. They are backed up. The Port of LA probably won't get cleared until like the end of this summer into fall.
Yeah, it's going to take a good minute. I know because of the pandemic, I think had a lot to do with it too. I don't know, but it was like a lot of merchandise on store shelves. We're not even able to make it, and they're still at the ports.
Right. But it did help some of the smaller ports, get a little, because I mean, South Carolina ports broke records. So it is helping our economy in the long run. Now, we have reported on the Class 8 truck manufacturer shortage before, and the cause of it all, the semiconductor or chip shortage. Well, many manufacturers are expecting downtime while they wait for those chips, halting production until supply catches back up. But others are simply putting the unfinished trucks in a secure parking lot with the intent of throwing them back on the assembly line when they have the chips. Packer is delaying deliveries of Kenworth, Peterbilt, and DAF trucks, about 3,000 builds across all three brands, instead of halting production altogether. Right now, it's about 6 to 9 weeks to get one chip for an auto manufacturer, and Packer is working with suppliers to match chips to the mostly finished rigs instead of trying to put them in higher profit models.
It looks like another California court has ruled that the state's Assembly Bill 5 does apply to motor carriers and owner-ops. The state's 2nd District Court of Appeals ruled that the ABC test used by the bill is not preempted by the Federal Aviation Administration Act of 1994 or the F4A. Trucking has been operating under an AB5 exemption since 2020 when it went into effect. As a lawsuit by the California Trucking Association against the bill is still happening and an injunction is in place. Right now, the CTA's case against the bill is headed to the U.S. 9th Circuit Court of Appeal, which will either uphold or end the injunction.
This is one of those stories that a lot of people are watching because normally when California does something, it impacts the rest of the state. And we've already kind of seen something similar with the PRO Act that has a national ABC test in it. So be sure you're staying tuned to the Truck Boss Show because we will, of course, bring you any and all updates on these big story items.
Oh yeah, that's been a big topic for a good minute now.
Yeah, for sure. Operation Safe Driver Week, I was about to say my name because why not? But it is set for July 11th through the 17th, and this year the CVSA and law enforcement partners will be focusing on speeding. Officers will be on the lookout for unsafe drivers of all vehicles, big rigs and four-wheelers alike, and they will be pulled over and ticketed. Now, speeding is the focus this year because despite less people on the roads in 2020, the number of deadly crashes on our nation's highways increased by 24%. Also, it was the most common violation last year with more than 5,500 warnings and citations issued. Now, officers will also be on the lookout for other dangerous driving behaviors like reckless and aggressive driving, distracted driving, following too close, not using a seatbelt, and driving under the influence.
There's one place you won't get in trouble for going fast, though: the Raceway. That's right, Bandit Big Race Series are back this year. The first race is happening at the Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida on Saturday, April the 24th. Tickets are $20. Kids under 8 are free, so check out the Bandit Bandit Series Facebook page for more information.
And you might see us out there. I know we've got a couple of those events on our calendar, so keep your eyes and ears open because you might hear somebody say something about the Truck Boss Show, and then there we'll be.
And well, I'll tell you, I myself had the opportunity to be there, and it is so much fun. I got to ride in a truck, and those things go super fast.
Right. She's not rubbing it in at all. No.
None. But you'll get to try it out this year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, that does it for today's update.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow for all that trucking news you need.